asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
If I said it, I meant it. Bite my tongue for no one, for no one.
Good evening, it's yours truly, Dan Adams, aka the Social Conservative, coming to you with another edition of the 15 Minutes of Heat, live here on Facebook Live, and I'm loving this groove ride. I'm going to just ride out for just like 10 more seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I lied. 3 more. 3, 2, 3, go. All right, y'all. Good evening. How's everybody doing? Let's go ahead and get right into it. I want to go ahead and get into the not going to make me cry section of today's 15 Minutes of Heat. Just want to go over some of the particulars in regards to the shooting down in South Florida. And many details are coming out. We still have to sift through a lot of it to find out what's true and what's not. And I'm hoping that individuals will have a, level head, parallel to common sense, because we just can't just run off of innuendo. We can't just run off of what we hear, because now the conspiratorial aspect of tragedies like this is in full effect. You have conspiracy theorists coming out of the woodwork, saying that this shooting didn't even happen, that it's a false flag, the government did it, things of that nature. And I want to speak on the individuals who are out there idiotically saying that this didn't happen. So I want you to go down to South Florida right now, whatever means of transportation you have, plane, train, car, and go to the hospitals and talk to the families who had to go claim, identify one of their loved ones in the morgue. So all these individuals out there talking about this didn't happen. If you're a friend of mine on any social media platform, whether it be here on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, unfriend me, unfollow me, because I don't need that nonsense coming on my timeline. I don't need to see it. I don't want to see it. So if you're thinking that what happened down in South Florida didn't happen, then I'm just going to have to just pray for you. That's all I can do is pray for you. So as I wrap this segment up, because I didn't want to get into it too deep, because if I do, I'm going to start getting emotional, and I don't want to go there tonight. But let's just keep a level head, parallel to common sense, and let us sift through all the information that is coming to us in a expeditious way, but also comb through it with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that none of this information that we're hearing is just innuendo and falsity. So I want to pull up a story right now. Let me just grab my phone here. And this is a local story here in Pittsburgh. Okay. And it's getting some traction right now. And I'm thinking to myself, really? We're going down this route. And as I'm looking at my phone here, let me pull this article up. And it has to do with, once again, people who are at the age of being an adult but don't act like adults. Pittsburgh's teachers authorized strike. A strike has been authorized that would affect more than 25,000 students in the Pittsburgh Public School District. Like the Pittsburgh Public School District and public school districts across this country need teachers striking. The walkout could occur as early as Tuesday, coming up Tuesday, next week. A negotiating session is still scheduled for Friday morning, tomorrow. Quote, There are a number of issues. Really? So you're striking because there's no issues? It is more than two, said Pittsburgh Federation of Teachers Union President Nina Esposito Visgitis. I hope I'm pronouncing that last name right. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are closer than we were a few months ago, is what this, president of the Pittsburgh Federation of the Teachers Union. When Channel 11 asked Dr. Anthony Hamlet, he is the Pittsburgh Public Schools superintendent, which I can get into a story with that in regards to how this gentleman was hired and the baggage that came along with him. But the same question, he said, if you ask me, yes, I feel the same way. Over the last couple of sessions, we've come close on some things. So this is just another example, ladies and gentlemen. I live here in Pittsburgh. Majority Democrat-run city. You have the teachers' unions. And these teachers' unions are beholden, and not even beholden. There is a quid pro quo, if you want to call it, between the teachers' union and the Democrat Party, whether here in Pittsburgh or across this country. So any individual who have to have dealt with a teacher strike, let me break it down for you. And especially, ladies and gentlemen, which we know for probably 90+% across this country, that teachers unions are mainly run by Democrats, that they want to somehow in some way fashion, I guess, their next contract in a way to where, number one, the individuals who are up for raises, bonuses, fellowships, anything of that nature, they're making sure that this is in that contract. And also, they will try and sneak in all that liberal gobbledygook, diversity, transgenderism, all that kind of stuff. Throw that in there, sneak it in there. Page 59, column A, subsection C, division, divide, subtract, and multiply. And then you'll find all that craziness in there. So it's not just us here in Pittsburgh, it's across the country. I just feel bad for the students because now they have to sit out and wait until this strike is over, which who knows when that's going to happen. Now, I want to go ahead and talk about the situation that just happened today in regards to, and let me pull a story up because I don't want to misquote anybody. I don't want to misquote anybody. But basically, in the title of this article, no deal, meaning Senate hits immigration deadlock on DACA dreamers. What do you think? Excuse me. Whoa. Excuse me. What do you think was going to happen, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think was going to happen? That something surmised and brought about in such a fashion was just going to just swim through the Senate? Now, there are going to be some hurdles in the House, definitely. But you think that was going to happen in the Senate? Really? Now, I don't know if any GOP senators are going to flip. I don't know. I know that we know the ones that are on the radar. But I don't know who in regards to the ones who may be on the fence or maybe staunchly against it might jump. And I'm thinking to myself, if the staunchly conservative senator jumps, then I'm going to have some issues, along with probably you as well. Unable to find an acceptable middle ground on the politically explosive issue of immigration. Why is it politically explosive? Why is immigration a politically explosive issue? Where we have immigration laws on the books that under the 8 years of Obama weren't adhered to, broken, and he illegally, unlawfully enacted this DACA program. The future of well over 1 million illegal immigrant dreamers. Stop calling them dreamers. Okay? Stop calling them dreamers. What are they dreaming for? They've been here. They've gotten government assistance, sucking off the teat of you and I's tax dollars. That's right. So what the hell are they dreaming about? Senator both parties on Thursday voted to filibuster, ladies and gentlemen, a pair of plans from each side as a high-profile legislative effort achieved only failure. Now, I know what President Trump and his administration is looking for. And the fact that he is even espousing these words in regards to these million plus, a pathway to citizenship, but he wants something in return. And these Democrats do not want to give that up. They don't want this wall built in any form or fashion. I'm thinking to myself, why are you so against a wall? Well, we know the particulars in regards to why the Democrats and the liberals and the leftist numbnut moonbats want to continue this onslaught of illegal immigration. There's no need to go into that. But I'm thinking to myself, if these people won't even concede to a wall, then we know that these individuals on the left who comprise the Democrat Party, they are the enemies of the state. And we need to treat them accordingly. Now, I don't know what's going to come out in regards to this whole failure to reach a deal in regards to DACA and Dreamers and illegal immigration. But I know President Trump is not going to budge. And these Democrats are not going to budge. So we're going to be at a stalemate once again. We're going to be yelling and screaming at each other from the opposite end of the spectrum. And nothing is going to get done. And we're going to continue down this path. We're going to continue to kick the can down the road like this budget that was just passed, which I'm very, 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 as I read more into it, getting more upset about. But as I digress and get back to another topic, and I only got about 3 more minutes left, but I'm looking at the situation, and for those who are in the IT field, like myself, you may get this and you may not. But there was another breach, and I don't know if I posted this on social media or not, but FedEx had a breach of their servers, which compromised millions. And I don't know if you've seen it in the news, but possibly compromised millions of individuals' sensitive data. I'm looking at it like this. The breach probably happened weeks, if not months, possibly a year ago. Because these individuals find out about a breach, stop the breach, patch it, and then do whatever is necessary to stop the bleeding, put in gaps and roadblocks for this type of breach to not happen again, do their testing, and then come out and say, oh, we had a breach. Now, if I'm a type of person that wants to make sure that my data is kept safe and not in the hands of hackers, then I will be calling FedEx corporate tomorrow if you didn't hear about this story. And I'm telling it to you now. FedEx's servers were breached. They're not saying when it was breached, but it was breached, and millions of customers' data was compromised. So you take that with a grain of salt and allow yourself to merit in on that. Now, as I end today's 15 minutes of heat, just want to pass once again my condolences, my thoughts, and my prayers to those down in South Florida dealing with this tragedy. And for that actor, and I'm trying to remember his name, John Cusack, if you go look at my timeline, he's basically saying that we as GOP and conservatives can stick our thoughts and prayers up our you-know-whats because it means nothing. So what are we supposed to do, John Cusack, during tragedies like this? Well, I already told you where you can stick it. So as I bring up my outro music for the night, let me end it with this. May God continue to bless you and yours. May He keep you and your families safe. Until next time, God bless you and yours. Peace.